to another Popcorn Heroes review of Venom 2. Let There Be Carnage. I am Armando. With me today is Pedro. Pedro.
Hello, hello.
We saw Venom.
We did.
It is the #1 movie in a box office the weekend it came out.
Of course it was.
$90 million, which is the highest grossing pandemic movie so far.
Man, that's wild.
$90 million. It beat Black Widow as the highest grossing movie of the pandemic.
That's crazy.
Which feels like it's going to be beaten out by Bond this coming weekend.
I think so.
Because apparently it's tracking higher than Venom was.
Dude, it's fucking Bond. Everyone loves Bond.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially Daniel Craig's Bond. So,
yeah,
can't wait to do the review on that one.
Yep, you'll get that next week, ladies and gentlemen. But
for sure. For
now, Pedro, what is Venom's 2? Let There Be Carnage premise?
All right. So, the movie, by the title, you can already see, it is a sequel to the movie Venom. And I believe it takes place a year after the first one, if I'm not mistaken. But it follows... oh my god, I just blanked on this guy's name. It follows Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock with the symbiote alien that's attached to him, aka Venom, as they try to figure out how to live with each other and balance each other out. And at the same time, Eddie Brock reunites with an old, not a friend, but an old acquaintance of Cletus Cassidy, a serial killer played by the ever-exaggerating Woody Harrelson. Nice. And pretty much the premise, judging by the trailer you can already see, Cletus Cassidy gets some of that symbiote in him and becomes a real big threat. And that's about it.
Nice, Pedro. Feels like I saw it right now. Listen to your beautiful take.
Good to know.
Thanks, Pedro.
Thanks.
Now I don't need to watch it anymore. Again.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. You're a good guy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, as we usually do, we'll give you our 1 out of 5 and very, very small, quick thoughts. I would kick it off for you, Pedro, because, I think you have a lot more to say than me. I give this movie a deuce. That's a #2 when you go take a shit.
Yeah.
Because this movie was shit.
Yeah.
I did not like this movie, Pedro.
Yeah, man.
I disliked it very much so. It was extremely, extremely goofy. And I think it was a billion times more goofy than the first one. And it was pointless. You barely saw Venom. You only saw Venom when they were bitching at each other. It's just like, what the fuck I'm watching Venom for if it's going to be consistently bitching at each other. It was very short, which I was thankful for. But man, this movie... Wow, what a fucking waste. What a waste. Acting-wise, yeah, I thought it was okay acting-wise. Andy Serkis did a decent job with the direction of the movie. I thought it was pretty good. The way he directed scenes and did his thing. I feel he's really good with his stuff. Visually, it was okay. I just the story was just fucking shit, bro. I mean, what more can I say? I can't really say much.
Yeah.
More. What do you think, Ped?
I'm pretty much with you. I also give it a 2 out of 5. I didn't like it. I tried to, and then I just couldn't. The tone is not what I wanted. It feels like these old 90 hero movies, like The Shadow or The Phantom or fucking what's that one with Liam Neeson?
Don't even dare put down The Phantom, okay? Phantom is a classically beautiful movie, and I love it.
Yes. Well, those movies are forgiven for having that wacky, cheesy tone because they're a product of the time. And comics weren't anything respectable. So they're going cartoony. But here, they're going with that tone, but it just doesn't feel right because it doesn't match with anything to me. So if that's what they were going for, I guess they did a good job. But that wasn't what I wanted. So you get it too. I didn't like how goofy the actual symbiote Venom was. He was super fucking goofy.
More so than
I know
the
they were
last
going
movie.
for more so in the last one for sure. And I know that's the thing. From the get-go, that's what they were going for. They said that they were going for the odd couple. And the odd couple is that back and forth buddy bromance thing of where they're fighting and then, get together and shit. That's what they're going for. But that wasn't what I wanted at all. Woody Harrelson, I guess, did okay as Carnage. Cletus Cassidy, but the problem is he's also very goofy because everyone's supposed to act goofy as shit. Naomi Harris, who's awesome, she played as Shriek, and she was also and she's a great fucking actress, so it's like, the end of the earth, her, and then she was like
pointless too in this movie, highly pointless.
Yeah, I just know because she is the love interest in the comics, so I guess that's what they were going for, the Bonnie and Clyde vibe, but it was just man,
they didn't Bonnie and Clyde anything though.
No, they didn't. That's the other thing. So there's a lot of stuff where this movie should have been a nice hard R. And then, when we get into the nitty gritty, I guess I could talk about a couple things that they didn't do. But yeah, they pretty much like cut. And I also felt like this movie was so heavily edited. Like,
yeah,
I know it's just 90 minutes, so they're just breezing past the movie. But it felt that way too. Like, I'm just like, whoa, this just happened. And whoa, this just happened. It was just so fast paced. And it just, it felt empty. It just felt...
I
that's
feel
about
like the only exciting part of this movie was the fucking end credit scene. Like, that's literally the only exciting part of this movie. And the only good part
the after credits, and it's more of... Because it still was cheesy. It's more of the ramifications of the after credits that made me go, oh, shit, okay. I wasn't even like, oh, my God! I was just kind of like, all right, okay. That was me. Okay. I had people in the theater that were fucking jerking off to the screen of excitement, but I was kind of like, cool.
Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. There was a guy behind me who was like, no. And he's like standing up. His friends are holding him down. I'm like, all right, guys. And the Oscar goes
serious,
to,
bro.
but anyway. Yeah,
it's not that serious.
Anyways, though,
so do you recommend it, Pedro?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I do not recommend watching this movie, even if you saw the first one. Like, there's no point of watching this movie. There's nothing really happens. There's no character development. It's just a redundant, pointless waste of film. And the only good part of this movie is the after credit. And I'm pretty sure you could look and watch that online. Somebody fucking ripped that shit somewhere and did a cam version of it, and then bam, there you go. You saw what the whole best part of the movie was.
I agree.
Essentially. But let's get into it now, Pedro. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead.
Yep.
So yeah, man.
All right.
The biggest ramification here is the after credit scene. Like, I think that's the most important part of this entire fucking movie. And you know what makes it important for me is the fact that Kevin Feige is allowing the Sonyverse play in his MCU. I think that's like, for me, that is the mind blowing part. Like, damn, Feige, are you sure you want to let these motherfuckers in?
Yeah, the only reason why he's allowing that is because it's going to be solved within the same movie. This isn't a long-term thing. Tom Hardy's Venom is not going to stay in the MCU. He's going to be a problem in the third Spidey movie, and then when all that is resolved, he's going to go right back into his own fucking Sonyverse and call it a day. He's not going to be running around. I can guarantee it.
But it opens the door for Tom Holland to play within Sony, though.
Yeah. Yes. Like, that I'm sure will be a thing, but Venom staying in MCU is not a long-term thing at all. Maybe they're gonna say, "Oh well, you know, MCU's gonna lose the Spidey rights, and it'll just stick to Sony after this trilogy." But that's fine, because they got Fox properties now, and everything's gonna be okay. They're gonna have fucking X-Men. They're gonna have fucking I'm blanking out right now. Fantastic Four. They're even gonna bring Blade back. So they'll be okay without Spidey. They'll be just fine until the next multiverse crossover where Sony's like, our movies are sucking except the Spider-Man movie. We need your help, and then they'll throw them back into a universe thing. But anyways,
I mean, the amount of money that Venom is making is giving Sony lifeboats for their
I know,
Spider-Verse.
man. I kind of did not want that to be a thing. I really wanted the movie to bomb so that they can just fucking give it up. But I guess all it's gonna take is Morbius to bomb.
Which I think it is.
Yeah, Morbius would potentially bomb. I don't even know what else they still got in the thing because all the stuff is still up in the air.
Well,
they had the Silver Sable,
they're doing Spider-Woman,
Black Cat thing.
They're doing Spider-Woman because what's her name? Olivia Wilde or something. I think Olivia Wilde. I think she's tied to direct it. So,
I gotta look that up because Spider-Woman is that a Sony character? Because she's heavily tied to Shield. So
I'm pretty sure Sony has the rights to anything dealing with spiders.
Oh man, that's annoying. Because she's very heavy into the Shield part of the world, so it's more to me. It makes more sense to have her in MCU than into Sony. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, but any spider character is tied to Sony.
But yeah, so obviously that was the most exciting part of it. But you have the whole hotel scene, while they're on vacation finally, and then
on the run.
Oh, that was the thing. They were definitely doing setup for Venom sequels, which is going to play into the King in Black, the whole thing of the origin of the symbiotes, the planet where they're from type of thing. They were going to dive into that, but then they were like, wait a minute, crossover, just like how the comics roll, actually. And it's like, boom, you're going to be in Spidey 3, and then you're going to get kicked out back into Sonyverse, and then we're going to continue the King in Black storyline, which is going to be frustrating because there's been a symbiote villain in every fucking movie so far. You had, I don't even remember the name of Riz Ahmed's symbiote in the first one.
I don't remember either.
Man, I completely blanked out on it. But
that's
anyways,
how pointless it is.
Riot. I had to Google it real quick. Riot. A symbiote, and then you have obviously the big one, Carnage here, and then you just killed him off in the same movie. So it's like, all right, he's not going to be used anymore. It's probably because Woody Harrelson was like, I'm good for just one movie, essentially. But so one of the, I wouldn't say it's an after credits, but one of the ending things was that the detective, got a bit of the symbiote in him from Carnage.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he eventually is going to be Toxin, which I don't know too much about the symbiote stuff, but I looked it up, and the child symbiote is always stronger than the father, so that's why Carnage was stronger than Venom. So Toxin is supposed to be even stronger than Carnage. But the first host that he gets into is this cop, so he kind of plays as an anti-hero. He is on the good side. But I guess Toxin leaves him at one point and goes to someone else, and then it just becomes full-blown villain. So it'll be more of an anti-hero thing with this Detective Mulligan character.
So along the lines of what Venom already is.
Yeah, the whole Lethal Protector, which is totally a throwback to his comic in the 90s. That's what he was known as. You had your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and this one you had the Lethal Protector Venom, and then he even goes, that's so 90s. I'm like, aha, I get it. You're referencing the comics. But yeah, man, it was just going back to what I didn't like about it. It's just cheesy. The scene where he's fucking at the rave and he's doing the whole speech. Venom gets up on stage and everyone thinks it's a costume party, and they're like, hey, great costume. And then he's all kind of doing the whole, I don't need him. I just want to be myself. And then everyone's like cheering him on, yeah, and all that. And I'm like, man, I guess it's funny. People in the theater were laughing, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I get it. But it's just, I just didn't like the direction they took with these movies. That's just, at the end of the day, I just don't agree with the direction. You're doing everything you wanted to do, because every time you're in an interview, Andy Serkis and all these guys, they start explaining what they were trying to do with the movie. they did it. It's just not my cup of tea, honestly.
Yeah.
It really isn't. So I'm just gonna agree to disagree with both of these movies, and this one even more so because they really got heavily into it. They're like, yeah, let's make it a bromance comedy. I'm like, that's not what I wanted. Whatever.
Yeah, it was just so pointless, dude. I think if it would have kept the theme somewhat of the first one, I think I would have enjoyed it more. But it just went over the top goofy, dude. Like everything.
Everything. Even the whole fucking climax. The final fight, everyone is trying to get ready. All right, that final fight, that super cheesy marriage thing. If anyone has anything to say now, forever hold your peace, blah, and then they come in and he does the line. I'm like, oh, there it is. Cheesy. And then the fucking... the boyfriend character. He comes in and saves the day. And I'm just like, why is everything so goofy? I don't know. I was just getting so mad. I was getting so mad at the direction they took. Like I said, it just felt like very 90s hero, but not in a good way because those are a product of the time. I accept those. This I can't accept. I just can't. My brain was not wired to understand this. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just didn't like it.
And everything it was a fast clip of everything. Like it was like pop 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 one right after the other.
Yeah.
Carnage becoming Carnage happened extremely fast, like within the first 15 minutes of the movie, and then the whole middle part of his part after he breaks out of prison is trying to get the girl out of prison, and then straight into the marriage. I'm like, but you didn't do any carnage. How are you calling yourself Carnage if you didn't go out there fucking killing everybody? Like,
okay. So now that you got into that, I didn't like that this movie didn't dive into the violence of it. You're creating a character Carnage, and what you do is you show all the violence in a backstory, like animation, and I'm just like,
And you kind of hint at him being a serial killer with all the dead bodies Eddie Brock found and all this shit. Like, we get it. We get he's a serial killer. But the fact that he has the symbiote and he becomes Carnage, he becomes even more violent. So, like, you should have seen him massacre everybody throughout the whole entire film.
He should have been scary. No point in the entire movie did I ever feel, oh shit, they're in trouble. Not at all.
I never felt fear.
They even made a joke about it where Venom comes in, he's like, yeah, and then he goes, oh, that's a red one. Uh-oh, we're gonna lose. And then it's comedy. I'm like, wait, this is the whole Taika Hulk scene all over again. It was just weird. Very weird. There was nothing...
There was nothing important about what was happening here. It was just... Like, every scene that Carnage is in, you should have seen him kill people, like unforgivingly. Like, he should have been like, you're dead. You're dead. Yeah. And, he should have been eating heads everywhere. And
right. The only time they did it where you're like, oh no, was when he kills the priest, where he's like, time to fill up. I'm like, I guess.
It's a power up, one. He said.
Yeah, power up.
It's just so stupid. I'm like, all right, cool. I see that you killed the priest, huh? But you should have been fucking doing that the moment you went out into the real world. You should have been killing fucking everybody. And then the Venom shit that the party scene you're talking about, like, fucking stupid. Like, I'm not watching a Venom movie to see fucking Venom bitch and Venom and Eddie bitch at each other for fucking the entire film, break up, then Venom goes randomly body hopping and killing people, because essentially he was just killing all these people.
Yeah, he was killing them, and they were playing that for laughs. I'm like, I guess.
Because in the first film, that if once a symbiote leaves a host drained, they're dead. So it's like, okay, so if you remember that from the first film, now they're making it a light joke now, even though Venom's supposed to be a good guy now. So it's kind of like he should have been hopping out of these bodies before they got sick, if you wanted to keep him good. And then he goes to his fucking dumbass party, and he's hopping and he's doing all these things. I'm like, dude, you're not saving anybody. The whole point of your arc in his movie is because you wanted to be a savior. You wanted to be a lethal protector, and you're not lethally protecting anything.
Yeah. I don't want to eat the chickens. That was the other thing. The whole chickens in the house that he's too nice to kill chickens type of thing. Yeah. We just keep jumping around the same thing. The tone wasn't what we wanted. That's what it is at the end of the day.
It was just so bad, dude. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing happened in this film. Nothing happened.
Yeah. This really feels like I'm gonna bash another fucking movie, 90s, late 80s. It's like a Howard the Duck. It's like a Masters of the Universe. It's that early late 80s, early 90s cheesiness of superheroes where it made sense at the time because that's what people thought of the source material. But now, with the grittiness of the 90s, Venom was created as like a gritty character. You made him the exact fucking opposite. Like, even this doesn't make sense even with his origin in the pages. This doesn't make sense. It's just completely a whole 180 of what the character's supposed to be. Very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange choice.
And it's just, like, this film wasted my time.
Yeah, this is like a George Clooney Batman to me, on that level.
Yeah. Because nothing happened in this film.
But even a George Clooney Batman I could forgive because you had Adam West to base it off of. Yeah. So even then, it's like, you were going for Adam West. I get why you sucked. But this one, it's like, I don't understand why you suck. I don't get it.
Like, because at least the first one kind of played with that horror feeling to it, Like
a little bit. It did. It was actually scary, yeah. You had the symbiotes and the symbiotes experiments, how it, like, ripped you apart and everything. It was scary. You're like, oh, shit. Yeah. But in this one, there was no fear whatsoever. And I haven't read a fucking symbiote Spider-Man story in a while. I mean, I read a little bit of the new Venom, but I don't remember it being that fucking easy to create multiple symbiotes. Like, you mean to tell me all someone's got to do is bite Venom in the middle of a fight and that's it? They become the next symbiote? Like, Carnage got turned with a bite. This cop had a piece of it inside of him, because that's what happened. Pretty much, Carnage... I don't remember if Carnage, like, stabbed him or was choking him out or something right when the bell rang. And that's what caused him to have a piece fall into him. I don't know. I didn't quite catch that too much.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
But it's like, oh, so a piece of him is in you and now you turn. So it's like, how easy is it to become a symbiote? It's so fucking easy. I don't remember it ever being that damn easy. I remember it being when a symbiote's, like, close to death or something, they kind of, like, release a piece as, like, a defense mechanism, but it's not like it puts it into you. It's a little strange. I could be totally wrong about that lore as well, but it just doesn't feel right that he could anyone, because that guy was dead. The guy, like, got completely strangled and died, so he just got brought back as a zombie with the symbiote. I don't know. I'm a little confused as to what the origin is about all of this shit. Like,
yeah. Exactly. It's very strange, dude. Very strange. I don't know, man. It was a pointless film.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
I don't even have anything good to say about it.
Even the special effects weren't that great. They could have been worse, for sure, which is probably why I'm not giving it a 1. I don't hate it, but I definitely didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, the visual effects for me weren't that bad. I didn't mind it at all. Like, Venom looked decent enough to me.
Yeah.
It's just... Jesus, it was just a fucking pointless film. It was pointless.
Yeah.
Like, this essentially was a kid's movie for me.
Dude, it totally was.
Version.
You could have brought your kid into this movie and he probably would have been laughing the whole movie.
Yeah, he would have liked it. You're
like, ha ha ha. He threw up. Ha ha ha. The guy passed out. Little does he know he's really dead. But it'll be like, ha ha, the guy passed out. Ha ha, he had to put ketchup on his face. Ketchup.
I saw the first one with him, and he enjoyed the first one. So I'm pretty sure he would have loved this one if he would have seen it.
Oh,
but I'm just
he probably would have loved this one more, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just like, you're playing towards the kids crowd. I'm like, I don't want to fucking see that shit, bro.
He's totally
what is
playing
this
towards
shit, man?
Yeah.
It was just, dude.
I mean, honestly, this is good for Andy Serkis. It's making mad money, and they're gonna obviously attach him to other shit now, or
good.
At least at least they feel that he's like, ooh, wow, you can make money now, because that's how execs are gonna see it. Andy Serkis made a movie with money, that's all they're gonna see.
I don't think his direction was fine. Like, the way he was filmed, it was perfectly fine, and
yeah,
he knows what to do with with CG, because he understands it, so he knows how to frame.
Yeah, he understands mocap and stuff.
Yeah, like,
obviously.
he understands all these things, and he knows what to do with it. But
it's
mean, the
it's
movie
very
was shit.
interesting. One of the writers was Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy helped come up with the story. So even he was going for this. He probably went like, that Eddie Brock 90s Venom is so boring. Let me take it another route. Wouldn't it be funny if... And then from there, he just dove deep. And it's like, man, you son of a bitch.
But it paid off for them, though. Because people liked it.
It totally paid off for them.
It made a lot of money. Yeah. I mean, what's the rotten there if you could look that up? Like,
yo, it's so wild. I'm looking at the she was a script editor for Bronson, so she worked with him before. She's also the creator of Terra Nova. So this is what she has in her. So she did the screenplay for Venom, Let There Be Carnage. She did the screenplay for the first Venom. She did the story for Cruella, screenplay for 50 Shades of Grey. She wrote Saving Mr. Banks, creator of Terra Nova, and she's script editor for The Heavy, which I actually don't know this one, and Bronson. So that's where
Heavy,
she
that
knows.
Starship?
The Heavy. No, it's a movie. It's got Vinnie Jones in it.
I mean,
but anyways,
her credits are okay.
So, I mean, yeah, her credits are fine, I guess. But.
I mean, could be worse from the person who wrote the Harley Quinn script. That shit was mierda too.
Yeah, that one's pretty mierda.
And she's
so
writing Flash now, so like I don't even trust that movie now. Fuck.
Out of curiosity, I'm gonna look up the Rotten Tomatoes. I'm curious what the audience score is for this one.
I think the audience is higher than critics.
So it's a 59% on critics. Oh my god, it's an 85 in audience. That's crazy.
I told you, man, people love this movie. So
yeah, because people
they did
found
the right
it
move.
funny. They did the right move, man. Shit, we're in the minority, I suppose.
Yeah, creatively, they made the right choices because this movie made a lot of money and people love it.
Oof.
So I mean, the first one has the same shit though.
Yeah, people like it. They're saying that they pretty much embraces the goofiness of it. I'm like, ugh.
Like the first one, I think has a similar feel to it. I think the Ryan is small. It's bad, but the audience is like the 80s also.
Yeah, man.
Look at the Venom one, and see how it is. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same.
The first Venom.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. The first Venom.
It's exactly the same.
Ooh, it got worse.
Oh yeah.
The first Venom is a 30 on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics instead of 59. And audience score is about the same. This is an 81, and then the second one was 85. So the audience is about the same, but the critics
people loved it.
The critics like this one better than the first, and the people like this one better than the first. Interesting.
I think the critics just accepted their fate with the movie. They're like, okay, I know what the first one's about, so the second one we kind of understand what they're going for here. Yeah, and I think that's why the critics kind of rated it a little bit okay. But regardless, dude, that shit is mierda. Terrible movie.
Well, that's all I got to say about this.
I don't have shit else to say, dude. It's just a shitty movie.
No, me neither. We pretty much hit it all.
And nothing happened in this movie. So there's not even no story to break down here. So it's kind of like, the fuck?
No,
Eddie is in exactly the same spot. I mean, now he's a criminal now.
I didn't even understand the fascination that Cassidy had with Eddie Brock. I never understood that. Like, why did he want to be friends with him? Why did they never really explained it? Just because he helped catch him? Is that what it was? I don't even remember.
No, he just
he just like we wrote about him. I don't get it.
He I think the reason why is because he liked him as a journalist. Because in the last movie he was just like, hey, he's like, oh, thanks for visiting me. You know, I want to tell my story to you or whatever. So he just liked him as a journalist, and I think in his movie he just was like, I want to be your friend. But you betrayed me because you told you told the cops where all the bodies are. And I'm just like, all right.
Yeah. So now you gave me the death sentence, and girl,
I'm gonna come after you. Yeah, I got you. And now Eddie Brock is a criminal because he did the Batman move. You know, you live long enough for them to foresee you to become the villain. You know, that's essentially what happened here.
I'm on the run now because I killed people.
So it's kind of like. Great. Okay, you escaped from prison and you became a criminal because you killed Cassius Clay or whatever his name is. And,
Cassius Clay.
I don't fucking remember his name right now.
That's Muhammad Ali. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy. There you go. So it's kind of like, fuck this movie is fucking shit, bro. Like I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Now Eddie Brock is on the run. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like.
Cool.
It's fucking stupid, dude. What a stupid fucking movie.
Oh well.
Yeah. Anyways,
ladies
and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this review of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Let us know your thoughts. Are we in the minority in your eyes? Do you agree with the 86%, Pedro, audience?
83.
83% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you that 83%? Let us know. You know where we're at. Send us a message on Instagram. Or you could hit us up at popcornheroes@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts. Till next time.
Bye-bye.